There it is.
I'm having a good day today, guys. I forgot to
Hey,
hit the
everybody, welcome
record.
to our Droptine Tradition podcast. That's Rich Lopez.
Yeah, and I forgot to hit the record button. We're talking for 20 minutes. So this is episode 133. I have Mr. Mike Roberts and his daughter Rue. Mike is the owner and master bowyer at Sauk Trail Archery. Um, Before we begin, I want to thank my supporters, which is Traditional Bowhunter Magazine, WhiskeyCityTradGear.com, Jessie Savage Blacksmith.com, TraditionalJunk.com, St. Joe River Bow Company.com, and of course, SaukTrailArchery.com, and Stickbow Hunts MX. And if I forgot any of you, I'm not going to apologize because I'm coming off a drunk weekend, my birthday, 65, man. So
65.
yeah,
Good for you.
yeah,
You don't look a day over 64.
yeah. Well, I feel this morning I felt like I was 74. So, so you, Mike, you just came back from an incredible, like last minute hunt.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, it was, well, we usually go up to Canada, to Triple J Lodge, Jason and Nicole Leclerc, great people, new owners of the place. I think this is our third year. 2.5 years they've had it basically. But we usually go up there in the spring on the spring hunt. And the way it works in Ontario is any unfilled tags from the spring get to be reissued again in the fall.
Okay.
So Eric Bell, who is Tim Cosgrove's son-in-law.
Okay.
Eric Bell, him and I talked. He runs the fall, handles the, putting groups together for the fall. But he had a couple people back out on this one, and it was just kind of one of those spur of the moment type of deals where we talked about it, and I thought, I could probably pull it off, and then it, work stacked up in the shop, and it was one of those where in my mind I'm sitting there going, man, I don't know if I could do this, and then I kept hearing my dad saying, you could always make more money, you can't make more time.
Right.
And I thought, what, I got to make a run for it. It was a kind of a selfish bear hunt for me because I've been going up there for 31 years, and believe it or not, the last bear I shot was in 1998.
Okay.
Everybody thinks I shoot tons of bears up there, and I'm usually kind of helping guys out for the most part. And, if I get a good spot for myself, 9 times out of 10, I end up giving it up for somebody else, but which I don't mind. I mean, I kind of live through their excitement and feed off of that when they come back with the stories and, a bloody arrow or something. It's awesome. But,
yeah, I knew you were successful when I saw your picture on Facebook and the upside down bloodied arrow, and I said, "Oh, I can't wait to see this."
Yeah. Well, that bear snapped that arrow when it rolled, but so yeah, I only stuck it in there that way, but yeah, it was a cool spot. I snapped that picture. I was just looking at that background in there, and it's just a swamp valley area that it was just really neat the way the fog rolled in on it and stuff. But
now, you were there in the fall, correct?
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
not the fall, the spring.
Yeah. No, I was up there. When did we go? It was the first 2 weeks of June.
Last week of May, first week of June.
Yeah, see, I'm getting old, Rich. It's good to have her around. Yeah, we went up there in the spring, and there was a total of 15 hunters that came up, and the bears came out of hibernation late.
Okay.
That was the biggest problem we ran into. Weather was great, but they came out of hibernation late, so they were eating a lot of grass and stuff. So hard to get on them. They were there, we were seeing them, but they just, not as cooperative as you'd like. So getting up there this fall, I mean, like you said, that was kind of one of those where there was a drought in the spring. So every bit of moss green moss out there was crunchy. Everything was crunchy.
Yeah. So the odds were against you
in the spring. Yeah. But knowing that this fall, it kind of stuck in my head, and I thought that blueberry crop is going to be stunted from that pretty bad. And there was not a blueberry to be found up there this fall. Not one, which is perfect storm for bear hunting.
Oh yeah. You just put out the alternative feed and they're on it.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of their number one food sources up there is the blueberry. So it's, but yeah, I hunted, let's see, we went up Friday. We did Friday to Friday. I just got back this past Friday, and I hunted Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and ended up shooting that bear on Wednesday.
Now, Rue, did you go?
I didn't go this round. I'm
Okay.
still in school, so
Oh,
yeah, this was a guy's trip for him.
so when you say school, high school or college?
I'm in college.
Okay. What year?
This will be my 3rd year. I'm going to school to be an ultrasound technician.
Oh, excellent. Good luck. Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, she told me when I told her I'm sneaking up there, she said, Dad, I was thinking, I only have one class this semester and one class next semester. And if I drop the class this semester, I can go with, and I could just take 2 classes next semester. I said, not a good idea.
Yeah.
That's good thinking, but not a good idea.
Yeah, but at least she's thinking, That's,
Exactly.
that's a good scheme,
Exactly.
Now, when you went in the spring, Rue, I noticed, I read in some of the comments that your dad was making and stuff like that in social media that you were being a little picky. You were not just going to shoot any bear. You had to be a monster or nothing.
Not any bear. I mean, he always says, if it excites you and you want to eat it, shoot it. For your first one, I mean, there's a point where, like, I'm going up there every year. I'm sort of taking it for granted almost. But if it's got to excite me a lot, I want the hide. I want it to make a good rug. I wasn't being picky. I was more like, I don't know. I just
being picky.
Yeah. I guess I was being picky.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Now, when did you start hunting? At what age?
As long as I could remember. I mean, it wasn't always hunting. It was more sitting in the woods with apple juice, practicing how to whisper. But
she wasn't good at it.
I took my daughter once, and it was cold. I was living in Maryland at the time, and that was back when fall. It was like 30-something degrees, not 75 like it is now.
Yeah.
So I'd wrap her up in a mummy bag, an army down mummy bag, and sit at the base of the tree, and she would just lean up against me and go to sleep. And then
really?
I would just nudge her when something was coming down the trail, and then I'd shoot.
I still do that.
Yeah. I still sleep a lot in the trees. I have to strap myself with 2 straps. I use an actual ratchet strap and strap myself to the tree so I don't fall out of it, even though I have a cord. So, what was the first game animal you took?
A white-tailed deer.
Doe?
A buck.
Buck.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
she shot real nice 8-point. Real nice 8-point.
Yeah.
For her first deer, I'll tell you that, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, you don't want to get too spoiled on the first buck.
Yeah, right.
Well, and for all the hunting experiences I've had, I'd say that's still the coolest one, was that deer.
Yeah. That was her first deer. I was sitting with her, and I was running 2 cameras up in the tree. We had a decoy out, and I had 2 cameras up in the tree. Did a little videotaping on the way there, talking in the truck, and I looked back at some of those, and I was just doing a little interview on her. And I said, "Where are we going, Ruth?" She said, "We're heading out to the farm." I said, "What are we going to do?" She goes, "We're going to kill a deer today." She goes, "I can feel it." And I thought, awesome. And sure enough, man, that was it. And I had 1 GoPro on her, and then I was running a camera. So we got the whole hunt on film, which was absolutely awesome. For me, it was just the highlight of my hunting.
Oh, it's any father's highlight. Jeez.
Yeah. It's like I even said, I'm like, man, if I never kill anything else again, man, I'm stoked. All I got to do is put that video on, and I could care less,
Yeah.
It's just neat to experience that with your kid,
Yeah, my daughter killed a buck a couple of years ago, but it was her husband that really killed it, driving her car.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that's one way to get him.
Well, I get the phone call and then the text for pictures of the damages, and I'm an estimator for a major insurance company, so I've got to cook up a quick estimate. I said, "Honey, that sucker's totaled."
Yeah.
So tell the old man he needs to buy you another car.
Yeah.
So, Mike, when your bear came in, tell us the scenario. How did it happen? How did it unfold?
So I ended up sitting that bay. That was the same spot where Rue and I were sitting in the spring. And I just had a hunch. I mean, we had some really good bears, just giants on the cameras, but they were coming in at night. And I wanted to get back in there, and that's what just kept playing through my head. So I went back to the same spot. Of course, it's a further spot from camp, pain in the butt to get to. Sat that. I think I did. I did 2 sits there and didn't see a thing on those 2 sits. And we had another set out there that I ended up going to that we had good action on the camera. So I jumped and went to that one just to sit it one night, and same thing. Didn't see a thing. Nothing came in, and I thought, man, my friend Mick Quinn, he was up there with us, and Mick, I told Mick, I said, I'm teetering which way to go here, and he says, go back to where you were. He said, you know yourself, go back to where you were. And I thought, all right. So I got up in that spot and quiet as a church mouse in there, and the wind was perfect though for that set that night. And right around 8:00, I heard some noise in the brush to my left. It was pretty open area up there. I mean, you could, if you had a rifle, you could shoot a bear at 60, 70 yards in this area. But it's all pine, cedars, and just moss bed. But I ended up, had a bear come in from my left, and it started coming in, got to about 18 yards, and then started to turn and circle. And I kept looking at it because we had a sow with cubs on that bait in the spring, and she was back again this fall. So I was nervous, I'm like, because I'm really looking to make sure that there's no cubs there.
Yeah.
So we ended up. That dog is loud.
Don't worry about it.
No, so we I ended up sitting there and I'm watching this bear kind of circling around, and I start hearing popping, jaws popping.
Nice.
To my right, and I look to my right, and there's a real nice bear that we had on the camera the day before that came in, and it's that bear coming up the hill from my right, and it's just popping its jaws. So it came in and kind of ran that first bear off, and based on the cameras, there was no cubs with this bear. But what had me concerned was in the spring, Rue and I were sitting in the stand, and she had a bear come in about 12 yards, and this bear came in and stayed at the bait for 10, 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
Just eating spill grain, and then left. And Rue was ready to take this bear out. And the bear walked away, and she said, Dad, I think it's got cubs with it. I said, no, those cubs would have been here. She wouldn't have left them back in the brush that long, And she goes, Dad, no, I'm pretty sure it's got cubs. I said, why? She says, because I can see it. She goes, you hear all that noise back there? I said, yeah. She goes, she ain't moving. She said, she isn't standing still, and she ain't moving. Sure enough, she had 3 little cubs with her. And it's like normally those cubs are there a lot quicker, or they come running into the bait first. I've seen both, but I've never seen a sow leave her cubs back in the bush that long by themselves. They're about 50 yards back in there too.
Oh.
So that had me nervous this fall. So I was kind of leery, when this bear came in. I'm looking all over the place thinking, man, I hope there's no cubs rolling around back here. But it had a huge head on it, so I immediately thought boar on this one. So the bear came in behind the bait, facing me, just kind of messing around with the bait for a while. Kept wanting to come around to to my side of it, but wasn't comfortable doing it. Eventually, this bear took a few steps out to the left of the bait, and that was it. It was slightly quartering away, about 12 yards.
Nice.
And it was, I thought, there it is right there. That front leg went forward, and I let her rip. But I was shooting 165 Simmons tree sharks.
Okay.
Easton 6.5s, and I didn't get a pass through. I hit the offside shoulder low, but yeah, that bear made it about 30 yards and piled. I watched it go down, which was awesome.
Now,
those Simmons broadheads are no joke, man. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I've never played with them. They look pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Are they easy to sharpen?
Once you get the hang of it, no, they're not bad. You know what I mean? Once you get the hang of it, they're not bad. It's following that curve. It's a different curve than what everyone's used to. That straight blade, but
Yeah.
Especially with bears don't bleed well. We found that out in the spring. I mean, we had more tracking to do in the spring than, it was terrible, and it's just pin drops. But if you're bear hunting, I always suggest go with the biggest broadhead you can go with, man.
Yeah.
Really for any hunting, if you're going to shoot them,
Yeah, I'm shooting the Zwicky, the big wide deltas.
Yeah. Yeah.
170 grains. Devastating head. Now, you were shooting your takedown?
Yeah, I was shooting the Alcona.
Okay.
The same bow I've been shooting for the past 3 years. I just haven't got around to building one for myself, and it's still the prototype, the same one from 3 years ago. But
now, Rue, what do you shoot?
I use a compound for hunting. I got a high line for when I shoot trad, but I just don't, with school and work and everything going on, I don't have the time to practice traditional and feel comfortable hunting with it. I'd like to in the future, but
I own a compound.
Yeah.
I bought it when I tore my rotator cuff. So
okay.
And then never fixed it.
There's a lot of guys that are just, anti-compound, but it's like, I respect anybody that makes that decision to hunt with the compound over a trad bow if they're not good enough with the trad bow. I mean, I really
that's ethical thinking.
It is, and it's who are we to say, well, then you shouldn't hunt then. It is what it is, but I'm never going to tell my kid, well, you can't hunt until you can shoot a trad bow good enough. That's ridiculous. So I'm cheating myself and cheating her out of a lot of
I've often told people openly in public that, I don't care what you hunt with, spear, gun, bow, compound, crossbow, as long as you're an ethical hunter and you're doing it the right way.
That's right.
But it is what it is. And, their game populations have exploded, and they need to be thinned. There's no question about it.
It's better than going out and just being a hack with a stick bow and just shooting deer in the butt. You know what I mean? It's just not good, But
a buddy of mine, first time he killed shooting trad, he lucked out. He shot the animal in the butt, but he severed the femoral artery.
Oh, no kidding.
That animal maybe walked 15 yards and, bled out.
Yeah.
So that was luck for him. But he's since become a really good shot.
Yeah. Yeah. And things happen. I mean, you can take the greatest shot out there and you're shooting at something that moves.
I haven't even practiced for a couple of months now. And I just realized I'm buying my plane ticket for up north tomorrow. So
well, you better get on it, Rich.
Yeah, I know.
You better get on it.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll take my gun. No.
Right. Yeah. Where are you heading to?
Upstate New York, but I'll fly into Baltimore. My buddy will pick me up, and then we'll continue for 3 more hours up to Corning, New York. His nephew has got like 78 acres up there, and he's got food plot in the middle of it all.
Oh, nice.
And there's not a lot of deer per square mile, but when you see a deer, it's big.
Yeah.
They're just big bodied because they get snow like you guys get snow. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They have to endure those brutal circumstances.
Yeah. They probably get a little more than we do, but it's yeah.
Now, I've never heard of any diseases up there. I talked to his nephew at length. He says, "No, we have no reported anything up here. No EHD, no CWD, none of that stuff. But not even down here. But it seems to be tearing up the Midwest."
Well, Ohio's getting hammered right now.
Yeah.
Well, they're seeing so much about Ohio right now, just getting blasted with EHD.
Well, the episode I'm dropping tonight is with Daryl Damron and a state biologist from Missouri. That's all we talk about, and it's amazing. This stuff, it's crazy, and these diseases, it's a natural event, and it's Mother Nature's way of thinning the herds, if you will. Yep,
absolutely.
Now, now you're back to work, and you're going to be smashing it in the shop.
Trying to, yeah. I'm actually I'm going to be finishing up a few bows here in the next couple days, and then I'm heading down to the Whiskey City Classic.
Oh, okay. So
I'm going Friday morning, heading down to that.
try and find Rick Rourke. You know Rick?
Oh yeah, I think Rick Rourke will be there. Yeah,
Yeah, Rick's going to be
he's a
there,
good dude. I
and
like Rick.
I'm podcasting him Friday morning from his camp
Oh, are you really?
at 9 a.m.
Oh, well, you know what? We're not going to get down Friday at 9 a.m., huh? We won't. I don't think we'll be there until like 10 or 11 Friday.
Oh,
I was going to say that'd be perfect because we could crash that podcast on him.
Yeah, he's going to have a couple people.
We'll throw them off.
Yeah, we'll have David will be there and all those other knuckleheads. I want to meet the grumpy guy, the grumpiest archer.
The grumpiest archer, yes. Yeah, he's a good dude too.
Yeah, he was at Gene Hopkins's house today.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that bear, when I looked at the pictures, what did that skull score? Over 20?
No, I don't think it's. Believe it or not, that was a sow.
No, okay.
I was shocked. I mean, that thing came in when I saw the size of the head. I mean, and the way the light would hit it, you could see a crease. And I thought, yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. And when I went and got that bear, I mean, that bear, I watched that bear roll, and I think I waited 3 minutes and got down out of the tree and just headed right over there. When I flipped it, I was shocked.
Did you guys weigh it?
Yeah, it was like 160, or not 160, 260 something.
Yeah, that was pretty big. Yeah.
263. But we got about 28 pounds of meat off of that thing. Of fat, I mean.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Yeah, just 28 pounds of meat. It was all bones, Rich. 28 pounds of fat off of that bear. I mean, it was a huge bag of fat. So I'm going to render all that down and put it to use. But right now, I mean, we skinned it out because we got it back to camp, and I went and processed it first thing in the morning. So the hide, the skull's still in the hide and everything. So I'm not much into the scoring side of things at all. I don't get into the books type of stuff. I mean,
I don't either. I just been involved with it for so long. I just I look at animals and I said, okay, that's 130, 140. I'll shoot it.
And the thing is like you could shoot a bear that's, 210 pounds with a 19-inch skull.
Right.
You know what I mean, it's bears are like, I mean, they're like people. I mean, you got your Mick Quinn shot one last year. He took a picture of it before he shot it when it was coming in. And he told me he shot a bear, and I said, was it a good one? He goes, you tell me. And he shows me the picture. And I looked at the picture, and he goes, what do you think? I said, that bear's 300 all day long. All day long. I said, unless it's 3 feet long and 3 feet around. And sure enough, we went and got that bear, and that bear was 3 feet long and 3 feet around. It was like a whiskey barrel with ears. I mean, that's what it looked like. I mean, it was a beautiful, beautiful cinnamon bear. But the coat on it was amazing too.
How was the coat on yours, being that it's had a whole season from spring to fall?
They're great. Okay. Fall coats are awesome. Okay. I mean, personally, I've always liked the fall hunt better because their coats are, you never really come across a bear that's rubbed up in the fall. They're bigger. They pack on a lot of fat. And then they're eating everything, trying to bulk up. So they're not as picky. In the spring, you got a lot of factors involved. I mean, if they come out of hibernation early, then they start rubbing up the hides. So the coats aren't as good. They're a little more picky on the food sources. They come out and they eat a lot of grass, plants, all that stuff. But because of the way the tag situation works out, we do the spring hunt. It's a nice break in between the seasons too.
Let me switch gears real quick and get back to Rue. Rue, have you made a bow from start to finish?
I have, yeah.
Tell me about it.
Do you really want to?
This is your mentor sitting next to you, and he's laughing. I don't think that's very respectful.
It was a Christmas gift for a guy that I dated.
Okay. Oh, I heard this, I think. Yeah.
I made a takedown. It was a beautiful bow. I wish I had it, but.
Was he grateful?
Oh, yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, at the time, yeah.
Yeah, and you got satisfaction.
I did.
What?
Yeah, it was cool to do. It was cool to do. It was a cool experience to do with my dad too.
Yeah.
It was awesome to learn about, like actually see the start to finish process, because like I walk in on them all the time in the shop. I see sanding, I see sawing, I see gluing, the finishing work, but like to actually look at how detail oriented it is, it's really cool how much work gets put into them.
Of that process, what do you think is the hardest? The hardest operation. Let's go there.
The mind numbing work. Just sanding limbs. All of the like just sanding limbs. I think anything where it's like, wow, I would not be able to sit here and do this all day.
The glorious life of a bowyer.
Yeah.
Now you know that I work on bows, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had a guy send me a bow, and apparently he found it in an attic, and it was from like 1963. So the varnish became baked into the wood, and I couldn't get anything. I couldn't use cabinet scrapers. I could not get that clear to come off. So I finally resorted to putting a sanding drum on my DeWalt drill, and went to town. Yeah, and I have this on video, but I dare not publish it.
Oh my goodness!
I'll get lambasted for it, but I got it done.
That's a gutsy move right there.
Yeah, buddy, it was great. Crap was flying everywhere, man.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
And the videotape, I'm looking like a maniacal scientist, like going to town. And he gets, I get the bow done, ready for clear coat, and like a dumb idiot, I bought this grain filler from Midway. It's a gun stock grain filler. Well, it's water based. Okay, whatever. It's water based. So I put it in there, fill in the grain. It goes out nice. It looks beautiful. So then I go and spray the clear coat. Well, I guess the oils in the rosewood did not mix well with the water-based grain filler.
You told me about that.
Right, and then all of a sudden, the finish, the wood turned white.
Yep.
Under the clear coat. And I said to myself, I've got hours in this thing. So I didn't even charge the guy. I sent him the bow. I said, burn it, do whatever you got to do with it. No charge.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah, so now my grain filler is my actual clear coat. I just brush it on.
Yep. Yeah.
That way.
Yeah, I mean I do a lot of grain fill, and then some of them I like more of a natural. Sometimes I like the natural look to it. Seeing some of the grain. I mean, it's sealed, but you could see some of the grain in there, and I kind of like the way that looks sometimes. Myself, but
yeah, I'm a knucklehead.
It looks like it's dipped in plastic sometimes. Some of these.
Exactly.
I'm not into that.
That's why I don't spray my limbs until the very last stage of anything.
Sure.
Once I sand the riser down and everything's ready to go, and the limbs have already been hit up with 600 wet, now I can spray them and the riser, and it comes out perfect. Yeah. I've looked out here in Florida this summer. Everybody's saying, "Oh, it's another hot summer." I'm like, "You guys are Floridians. I'm not. I think it's been nice. It's been in the 90s, but dry. I've had very little humidity, so I've been a spraying fool."
Yeah, that's take advantage of that when you can.
It's great.
That's the number one. I'll tell you right now. I've learned that is the number one enemy in building bows is that humidity, man. It's like if your shop is not climate controlled, man, so many things can go wrong. I mean, it's just storing your materials, especially your core material. It starts taking in any humidity and moisture in there, and you think it's dry. But I had a friend of mine that he built a bunch of bows, and it was one after another coming apart. Like,
well, you see that closet behind me?
Mm-hmm.
It's all filled with riser wood.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All my woods. Yeah, it's beautiful in here. It's 68 degrees. It's dry.
This guy he had a bunch of bows delaminating, and sure enough, he checked the moisture on his core material, and he was at like 9%. He had it sitting in the shop, leaning against the wall on the floor. And I told him, I said, check it towards the bottom where it was sitting on the concrete. It was like 13%.
Oh, yeah, because the concrete just draws moisture.
Yeah. That's why it was coming apart. And immediately, the problem is immediately guys point the finger and say, oh, it's a glue problem. It's not a glue problem. Everybody's using that. Smooth On has been around forever, man. As we used that back in 91 and ever since. And only one time when they changed the formula, we had an issue. And every bowyer had an issue. And then it went away.
My wife broke a nail, and I was in the shop gluing stuff up. She goes, I broke a nail. I said, come here, give me your finger. So I took some 2-part bow glue and I just put it on her fingernail, and I said, just
Right.
let it grow out. I'll
I
sand
do
it
that
later.
a lot.
She does. I
Stick
got,
fast.
yeah, CA adhesive. She'll come in. She'll go, Dad, I broke a nail. Will you glue it back on? And I glue it back on. She goes, thanks, and leaves. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
You
that's
know? I
same
got a
here.
whole shop just to glue nails back
And
on.
it's funny, I'll go back into the nail salon and they call the other nail techs over and they're like, how is this thing still on? Like, they can't get it off.
No,
That's perfect.
that's funny. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get to fix all sorts of stuff: purses, shoes.
Yeah. It's I live in a house full of women, and it's the same way. So, but it was neat having her out in the shop though, working on that bow. It was cool. It was a beautiful bow too, man. She did an awesome job on that.
That's great. That's
It was
great.
just it was neat to have her in there. You know.
So I take it, Rue, you like playing with wood and glue and all that.
Yeah, it was fun. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny because she said to me, she says, Dad, she'd ask for stuff and I'd grab it. And she said, this truly is organized chaos in this shop. She goes, you know where everything is. I'm like, yeah, it's a mess, but I know where everything is.
Right.
Don't ever come in and clean my shop. I'll lose my mind. I would need a week just to mess it up again so I can start working.
The other day I needed to find my Dremel tool, and like a dumb idiot, I keep moving it. I said I should have left it where it was, and I would have found it.
Yep.
And then I'm looking for strike plates. I got boxes of strike plates and rest material. I have enough strike plate and arrow rest material and calf hair to probably last me till my end of days.
Yeah.
And then some.
Yep.
I've got bags of beaver balls. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't even make bowstrings.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way. I mean, I've had guys give me hides and all kinds of stuff.
What I do when I refinish a bow, I put a set of beaver balls in the box as a gift.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yep. Yeah. I'll throw the whole hide in there. I don't care. I don't want them.
Mm-mm.
I don't want it anymore.
Nah, that's cool.
I stick with the wool puffs, but
yeah,
it.
I don't even mess with that. I don't have patience. I come off as a patient individual, and I am when I'm in my shop.
Yeah,
but outside of that, I'm wound tight, man. I am wound tight. Well, as you know, you've seen it.
I've seen that wind.
Hey, did you book your room for PBS yet?
I did not.
Yeah, I keep slipping me. I got to do all this stuff. I want to get it done this week.
Yeah, I'm sure we got a group of guys going. A bunch of guys from the UBI that are going to be going, and we'll put something together and get it worked out. But
Rue, have you gone to the PBS banquets?
I have not.
No,
I don't think I've ever been to one.
I've only been to one. I went to Lexington. That was the first time I ever been to PBS.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, that was the first time that I was at PBS in almost 38 years.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, because life got in the way. Kids,
work,
right.
Well, that, and I mean, for me, there's so many things going on. For one, the UBI banquet is always the first Saturday in March. Always the first Saturday in March. So, I mean, we're kind of, right on the heels of the PBS banquet with the UBI banquet this year,
Right.
So it's, between that and then all of the shows, I'm coming off of the Kalamazoo Expo at the end of January, and then trying to gear up, catch up on orders, and then gear up for the summer shows. And it's hard to fit everything in, and then try to pick a shoot or two to go out and enjoy yourself on. That's the hard part.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep Mrs. Lopez happy, to give her vacation. So right. 2026 is going to be a whirlwind of vacations for us. We've got a cruise in January. I'm going to Mexico in February. Then in March, we have the PBS banquet, which we'll fly in for. And then April, I got a shoot. May, I've got 2 shoots. And before you know it, it's hunting season again.
Yeah, right.
So,
right.
Such is the life of a bow hunter.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's
that's the hard part is the Kalamazoo Expo is the one that kind of backs me into the corner because being at the end of January, it's like right now coming out of ETAR, I got almost no stock. Mm-hmm. I went there with 31 bows. I want to say I have 4.
Okay.
4 left after that. And trying to build up inventory for the expo is hard to do when you have hunting season going on and orders to fill. And it's like, well, I'd like to fill the orders and go and enjoy my hunting season. But, you know, I cut off a decent amount of hunting to get those stock bows built for that. But right now I'm teetering, you know, because Lancaster is the weekend before the expo this year, the Cabin 2 Expo. So I'm hoping I can do both. We'll see. I mean, it all comes down to inventory. If I have enough inventory to do either, you know, or both, we'll see. But, you know, it's,
no, I don't remember. Do you have a CNC?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Oh, the only thing right now, the only thing coming off my CNC is my 3-piece Alconas.
Okay.
I was scanning in my own, I was scanning in the bows on my own and then writing the programs myself. And it's gotten so busy now that I don't have time to do that and then mess with making the adjustments and tweaks here and there and all that other stuff. So now I'm at the point where I have to sub that out and have somebody else write the programs for them in order to get the other models CNC'd. And the only thing I'm going to CNC is the risers, fade out to fade out.
Right.
Mainly for, you know, the accuracy in the grips is the biggest thing, making sure every grip is exactly the same. And then I can start writing different grips into the process. But I'm not concerned about CNCing limbs, you know.
Oh no.
You know, if you're doing it right, then they come out straight. You know what I mean? I run lasers on my layouts, so I know that the limbs are straight.
Sure.
So that helps tremendously. I mean, templates, they can move, and you end up with a slightly crooked bow, but running lasers, you know, you ain't bending a laser. So
have you ever seen that videos from that dude from Australia? I think it's, oh God, what the hell's his name?
Flatline bows.
Yeah, dude. Man,
Yeah.
barefoot.
Dude, that guy is an artist, but my goodness, man, it's like with all the stuff in Australia that'll kill you, I'm not walking around barefoot.
No, I mean, and look at the
He's
shop
got leather
floor. It's like, he's got to have leather soles on his feet.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's constantly like, I think he's like, I think there was several posts where he like pulled some big old snakes out of his shop and stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, there's brown snakes, which are the most poisonous snakes on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a talented guy, though.
Yeah, he is.
He is a very talented bowyer. He built.
I'm trying to get him on a podcast, but check this out: 19-hour time difference.
Yeah.
It's already tomorrow.
We found that. We figured that out. She figured that out real quick.
Yeah,
she was in Australia for how long were you there?
12 days.
Okay.
12 days I was there visiting my friends. They were studying abroad there, but our time difference was 19 hours. So I would be getting ready for work, and they'd be walking home from the bar, and we'd FaceTime each other.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm laying in bed and she calls and she's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "What's going on?" And she goes, "Nothing. What are you doing?" I said, "I'm laying in bed." She goes, "Why?" I said, "Because it's 4 a.m. And she's like, "Oh."
Yeah. And it's so like 8 at night there.
Yeah. So she goes, "Sorry." She's like, "I'll talk to you later." And I hang up the phone, and about, I don't know, 15 seconds later, I hear Elena's phone, my oldest daughter. I hear her phone ringing, and she goes, "Hello," and you hear, "Hey." You'd swear it was her birthday. So.
Right, exactly. That's cool. That's cool. So I've never been. I've always wanted to go. What part of Australia were you in?
We were in Sydney.
Okay,
so
you
more of the city. I didn't really see inland, the outback, or anything like that, but it was still amazing. Yeah,
I hear the people are super friendly.
Right. Yeah, everyone is insanely friendly. The cost of living there is low, surprisingly.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we'd take a train ride, and the conversion on your phone, it's a 2-cent train ride just across the city. Yeah, it's crazy. And like the clothes were cheap. Everything was just so inexpensive, food and all, but it was so much fun. It's beautiful there too.
Did you get to meet and or see any Aboriginals?
I did not know.
They're interesting people.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just their background. I mean, just like They had that whole country, and the white man took it away, just like we did to the Indians here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's
The
right.
English, I should say. But anyway,
Yeah, we're good at that apparently.
so Mike, let's talk about your new longbow. This thing fascinates me.
Yeah. Check Hank. Yeah, that Ascend, Rue has to go scoop up her dog. So she's got a new puppy that I was not up for that, and I lost that. I live in a house full of women, so I lost that battle. But he's the only guy in the house, so that, I guess I'm all right with it.
You got a guy to hang out with.
Exactly. We somewhat understand each other. Yeah, so that Ascend, it's a tournament longbow geared towards tournament shooters. I know somebody's probably going to take it and kill something good with it, but Logan Glassburn had one, and he ended up he took it, and the next day in the morning, I think he got it on Friday at Compton from me, and Saturday morning sends me a picture and with a groundhog, and next thing, I mean, he's just whacking groundhogs with the thing. I thought, Logan, that's not what it's for, but whatever, it's working. So, but that's Logan. Logan will take anything, and he'll end up shooting something with it.
Yeah, he's another one on my hit list to get on.
He's a good guy, real good guy. But yeah, so that bow has been in the works for a couple years. It's a time thing. You know what I mean? It's I get an idea in my head, and then it's I don't want to start messing with it until I have that idea like worked out in my head.
Right.
Once I know what it's going to look like and I know what it's going to do, you know, I kind of have I want to say I have a grasp on when it comes to design, to design a bow and kind of know what it's going to end up doing as far as the shootability and whatnot. But there's mathematical equations that don't work in my head. You know, I always say I have a gear that spins and it never engages, and that's the one. I know there's formulas, and I can't get my brain to wrap around those formulas, but I also know total stack thicknesses, total taper rates, total lengths, all that stuff, and curvature, and you know, the physics side of it. But I can't do the math. I can't get my brain to click into the math side of it. But whatever, you know, it puts me in a position where I may have to build a few prototypes first, you know, to get it, you know, perfected. But yeah, I played around with that for about 2 years, just working on ideas and details on it. And Dave Snyder at Whiskey City, old Snide, he knew about it. He had pictures of it. Wade Morris, I sent him pictures of it, you know, just to kind of get opinions and feedbacks. I highly value Wade's opinion. He's a great bowyer, and a great friend of mine, but I highly value his opinion on things too. And those were the two people that kind of knew about the bow, saw the bow, and then I got the first one built, and then all of a sudden, Dwayne Martin reaches out to me and said, I saw you're building a tournament longbow, and I thought, how do you know about that? And he told me Dave Snyder leaked it, and I thought, go figure. So, so Dwayne Martin got the first one, first finished product, you know, and I still have the prototypes here, but it's a 66, 68, and 70 inch tournament longbow.
Okay.
So,
and I was under the assumption they were all 70 inches. So now that's good to know.
yeah, no, I mean, you could go, I mean, there's some guys that build 71 inch, 73 inch, you know, whatever, you know, I guess it's just based on the bowyer, you know what I mean? But I ran 66 to 70 inches on this one, bottom weighted for balance, proper balance on it, trying to get that bow to balance perfectly. I tried everything. just to get that thing to stand perfectly vertical. And I got it darn close, man, darn close. It tips back to about a 1 o'clock tip on it, but a lot of bows, yourself, you kind of let the bow cradle in your hand and the top limb will come back and pop you on the head.
Mm-hmm.
This one kind of tips back to about a 1 o'clock position, and that's about it.
Okay.
Which I know after talking with a lot of tournament shooters, local from our local club, and then, outside tournament shooters, talking with a bunch of them, I got a lot of feedback on what they were looking for. And what's important. I'm a bow hunter. I don't shoot paper. I don't shoot tournaments. I don't shoot tournament bows, so, and when I start designing and developing a new bow, new model, I kind of ignore everyone else's bows. I make sure I don't look at anyone else's stuff because I don't want to be influenced by someone else's. I don't want to copy a 21st century or a Fox Triple Crown or a Timber Point or something like that. I want my own stuff to be mine. I want it to stand out and look totally different. So that's kind of what I did. So I was leaning on a lot of these shooters to kind of feed me information on what is going to work out best in that model.
Mm-hmm.
So Dwayne got it and shot. He ended up shooting the IBO Worlds with it and took first place in the IBO Worlds first leg there.
That's bragging rights, brother.
It was awesome. It was like I had chills when he texted me. He goes, dude, I just took first place in the IBO Worlds with your new bow. And I thought, dang.
That could be a reason why you're so damn busy.
It might be. Yeah.
Hey, Rue, have you shot the bow?
I have not.
I think it's a lot taller than her. She's a short one in the family.
I am.
You got to stand on a milk crate.
I think at full draw, I think the limb tip is still on the ground for her, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I might have to build a 66.
So when you said bottom weight, what are you using for that? Is it in the riser material?
In the riser material, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's G10 in the riser.
Yeah.
That bow will run from 2.5 pounds total mass weight up to 5 pounds total mass. There's a little finagling to do to get to that 5 pounds. And the 5 pound mass weight will be full G10. Will not qualify USA Archery. It qualifies World Archery, but not USA. That was a whole nother animal right there, sitting down reading all of the rules on equipment to figure out what I can and cannot do and work that into the bow, which, I was ignorant to. I didn't know anything about any of the rules on those. Like you said, being a bow hunter, you shoot it, and if it shoots good and you're shooting it well, you go out and you hunt with it. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn all of that stuff and lean on some of these guys, and they were a tremendous help. With Lancaster having the longbow division, that really, I guess I don't want to say that really pushed me to do it. I was working in that direction to begin with, and then I found out that Santo Armano, him, Trevor Fielder, those guys, they were pushing hard. They were pushing hard to get that longbow division going, and they did a great job and made it happen. But that was one of those that kind of lit the fire under me, where it's like, man, this is something that's happening, and I'm going to pull the trigger on this.
Yeah,
So,
I think I'm glad that you did, because everything I'm hearing, full of scuttlebutt, because I talk to people all day long.
Yeah.
My phone is all day long, instant messages, asking my opinions on stuff. And I said, so I'm asking people that own that bow. I'm like, what do you think of it? I said, I think it's pretty cool looking. And I'm not a longbow guy, even though I own longbows.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a longbow I would own.
Yeah.
Just because I like the way it's built. I like the way it looks. The performance, it speaks for itself coming from the people online, especially on social media.
Yeah. It's gotten a lot of great feedback. I went to ETAR. I only had 6 of them. I couldn't get any more than that built, in that period of time, just trying to build up inventory and keep going with orders. But I had 6 at ETAR and then showed up. Let's see, ETAR opened up on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
It was Thursday morning. And I think I was 2 hours in. I only had 1 or 2 left. I mean, they were just gone one after another. And I thought, what in the world just happened here? They just disappeared quick. So it was pretty humbling. It was awesome. Awesome. I mean, to see these guys shooting them. I'm anxious and excited to see what they're going to do with them at Lancaster. That's going to come up in January. And, there's, I would say that, there's going to be at least a half a dozen of them there. I mean, I know they got thousands of people at that shoot, but there'll be at least a half a dozen there and probably on the line. So it'll be neat to see what they do with them.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, that's awesome. So, I guess you're gearing up for the whitetail season here.
In my mind.
Now,
in my mind, I've already been hunting.
Okay. Now, Rue, do you travel far to go to school, or is it local?
It's local. Yeah.
Okay, so you can get you can get some bow hunting in.
Oh yeah. That was part of the pull to stay home and go to school.
Okay. Yeah, that's when I went to college. I went nearby to my parents' house where I lived, and it was great. I would always do my schedule where I was out of class by 2:30. I had like 4 classes a day. Out by 2:30, jumped in my Volkswagen, drove to the mountains, 45 minutes away, and bow hunted until dark. And I shot a doe up on top of this ridge. And it was like straight down. I just took this doe and just threw it down the hill until it rolled to the bottom of the hill. Got to the doe. I put the doe on the rear bumper of the Volkswagen. Yeah, you're familiar with the Beetle, the old Beetles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it had this huge tailpipe sticking out the back called a stinger because it was like a Baja Beetle where it had the short fenders and big tires. It was kind of weird looking, but it was me. So I'm driving to the local my archery shop that I worked at to check the deer in. Well, by the time I got there, the exhaust had gotten so hot it actually cooked half the deer.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so we took it off. It was smoldering. Everybody's making fun of me, of course. I said, "Well, let's just skin it and eat it." We ate half of it.
Steaks right there. Yeah,
it's cooked.
Kidding. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, deer season's gonna roll up. We open October 1st here.
Yeah, that's the same. Not here. Actually, our season's already open. It opened 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
It's freaking 98 degrees, 95% humidity.
Disgusting. I couldn't do it.
Bugs and snakes everywhere.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
No, I don't.
We're October 1st. I got to get out there soon and got to move and adjust a couple stands and hang a couple and for a little ambush. But I'm pretty excited about it. But like I said, being as backed up as I am in the shop right now, it's like it's bittersweet. I mean, most guys understand you also hunt, and that's why you're doing this. And then there's some that they don't care if you hunt a day; they want their bow. And I get it. But
yeah, I actually sent a bow back to a guy last week because you remember when my wife got sick, I got backed up, so I had like 20 bows I had to refinish. Well, this is part of that group. And he's been super nice, super respectful. I said, look, I'll give you the option. You can continue to wait. I'll send you your bow back and I'll send you your deposit and we'll call it a day. So finally he said, yeah, go ahead and do that. So I did it and that's no problem. He's not bad mouthing me or anything like that. He's
right. Yeah. Things come up. I mean, that's the thing. It's just, there's, we're human. It's life. You know what I mean? You can set your schedule all you want, but things happen and you miss weight on a bow and that sets you behind and that happens, you know what I mean, or a bad piece of wood that you start cutting into it, you don't know what's in the middle of that piece of wood, so you start cutting into that piece of wood, shaping a grip, and you hit a hole or a void in the wood, and it's like, man, I'm not sending that out. I gotta start over. And then the personal side of life. Everybody has stuff come up in the personal side of life too, so there's no way around it. And like I said, in this community, most are understanding, most get it. And then there's some that are just,
Yeah, I
like,
quickly recognize them. Once I talk to them on the phone, I already know. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I'm busy,
Right.
man.
Yeah, you get those ones that you said 7 months, and on that to the day, 7 months to the day, they're canceling, and it's like, oh, sorry, I couldn't meet the deadline, man. It's I do my best, and that's all we can do. And
Yeah,
then hunting season, Rue always comes in. She goes, Dad, there's a cold front coming in, and maybe you should just shut the shop down and we go out to the farm. And I have to disappoint her often, but there are days you take a day off.
So, Rue, let me ask you a question. If you were to take your choice, two things: weather fronts or moon phases.
Weather, they go hand in hand, but I'd say weather fronts.
How many times have you hunted the rut and it's always a freaking full moon and you want to shoot yourself?
So many times. It's
Yes.
horrible. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such a disappointing game, especially if you have cameras out. I feel like cameras is like where we're hunting, there's no deer trails or anything. There's no, obviously you're looking for sign of deer and it helps with that, but cameras just disappoint you where we hunt because we're hunting edges of cornfields. Mm-hmm. There's no rhyme or reason for them to be here other than the scent you leave and the decoy you put out. So if you see a deer on your camera when you're not there, it's just like, well,
they're just passing by.
Yeah, they're just passing by.
Yeah, it's 1,100 acres, that cornfield.
Wow.
Yeah, Rue told somebody once it was 1 million acres or something. Or something.
Wow, I'd like to have 1 million acres.
I don't remember. It's 1,100 acres, and it's just cornfield. So we're hunting perimeters, which is good and bad. A couple of the neighbors are great. One is kind of a jerk. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago, Ruth, she smacked a nice 8-point. It was probably, that deer had to be pushing 140.
Oh, nice.
For an 8, that's a great deer.
Oh, yeah.
And I sat there in the tree with her, and I watched the whole thing go down. And I know that deer was down, but they didn't want to let us get it. And I'm 99% certain that they took that deer.
Hey, let me grab my camera here. I want to show Rue some of these heads.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That one right there, that's a 140 and 5/8.
Yeah. That's about right.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have more here. And then here's my boys up here. My Midwest deer.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That one there, right there. That one. Where the hell is he? Right there with the arrow. What a beast. That thing
That's dressed, nice deer right there.
Dressed out at 266.
Yeah, he's got some mass there.
Yeah.
Where'd you shoot that one, Rich?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wisconsin's got some dingers, man.
Well, where I hunt in Wisconsin is in the outside of Kenosha.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Racine.
Okay.
And then I also hunt Kenosha and out that way on some public land. And I haven't been there in a couple of years, but I plan on going back. I also hunt in Illinois, in Mendon. Which is right on the St. Louis border.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's so right there. I'm Pike County.
Yeah. Pike County's not what it used to be.
No.
Not what it used to be. That used to be the place to be, and they've beat it up and wiped it out so bad.
Yeah.
I know guys are still wanting to go and hunt there, and it's like, man, there's better places than.
Oh, I had a question to ask you. So I did a podcast with that whitetail guy, Don Higgins, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Did he ever reach out to you for looking into a traditional bow?
I think he did.
Okay.
I think he did, as a matter of fact. We messaged back and forth. I talked to him on the phone about it, and we went back and forth a little bit on it, if I recall. I lose track of everybody I talk to. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
half the problem is, a lot of people, some people send messages. They'll send messages through Messenger,
Right.
Instagram, email, website, whatever.
Well, I mean, last night, case in point, I lost track of talking to you.
Exactly. And it's like, it's easier just to call me or text me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um,
But I didn't know. I was so in the bag. There was no way I was calling anybody.
well, birthday celebration, Rich, have some fun, but no, it's hard to keep track of all that. And I tell people all the time, just call me. I have a Bluetooth headset on all day in the shop. So it's like, I can talk while I'm working, texting and checking emails and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, that's part of it, but we live in a society where people don't want to talk anymore. It's easier just to
Well, that's
text.
how I talk to my daughter. It's never a
Yeah.
phone call. It's like, but
Yeah.
all this. And I'm like, God, I can't even type that fast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Rue will do that every now and then. She'll be downstairs and she'll text. She'll be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, why don't you come up and see?" So
Hey, I need you to hold this clamp while I sand the,
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. My wife does that too. I'll be in the shop and then she'll call me. She'll say, "Hey, are you busy?" Like,
No, I'm just sitting here watching TV. No, of course.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
So my wife has the bad habit of just barging into the shop, opening the door, and just start
Yeah.
talking. But I'm like intense, I'm just into it. So, and then if you
Get
dropped
focused.
if you dropped a rag on the floor, I would hear that and jump out of my skin.
Oh,
So
really?
I always tell her, bang on the door before you open it,
Yeah.
and then I'll stop what I'm doing and look up.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I have the headset on, so they'll come in and I don't know they're there. And
Oh man!
and it scares the hell out of me every time, man.
So the other day I'm in the
I
shop.
think it's the funniest
It
thing.
is pretty funny.
So here in Florida, I don't know if Rue knows this, but now you're going to know. Here in Florida, we're inundated with sandhill cranes. Those ugly, tall cranes with the red. They're gray they have a red stripe around their head, and these.
Yeah, they come ribeye of the sky.
Yeah, they're disgusting, and they make this cackling, and they walk, like real slow, and they make these crazy noises. They show up on my front lawn all the time, but I got the garage door open, the shop. I'm going to town. I'm working. I got survivor type videos on in the TV and the background noise. And I'm not paying attention. All of a sudden, I turn around and look, and there's two of them in the garage staring at me. Then they start going, bah, bah, making these crazy. I'm like, and then I start like swatting at them. And then they hop in the air like with these aggressive moves. So I got to get the hose, get them with the hose.
Can you shoot them there in Florida?
No, they're protected.
Oh, are they?
No, but you can hit them with your car.
Yeah, I think. Well, that's one way you can get them. I think Indiana, you can hunt them, and I think there's a season for them.
Yeah, there's a season in Wisconsin for them too.
Yeah.
So they migrate here, and I guess they decide, hey, it's pretty cool. We're going to stay here. They got subways, they got all this.
I'd be curious what they taste like.
I don't want to know. I mean, they eat crap all they do is like here. It's just sandy soil and like Augustine grass, and all they're doing is eating grubs out of the earth.
Yeah, but look at geese.
Yeah, that's true.
All they do is crap on golf courses, So it's like, I mean, I don't know. People eat those all the time,
Actually, I love eating geese. I was huge into goose hunting when I lived in Maryland.
Yeah.
And I just breast them out. I don't need anything else about them. Just take the breast. Yeah.
Yeah. Jason Beaudry and I from the UBI and Ryan Spellman, we ended up going goose hunt, archery goose hunting. We went and set up and did not do very well with the bows.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the game, we busted out the shotguns and just lifted it out. But we tried.
I've been bow hunting 51 years, and in 51 years, I've only killed 2 geese with the bow, and it was just luck, just pure luck. Right. And actually, I was shooting a bow that Wade Morris made.
Oh, really?
When he worked at Saxon, it was a Saxon bow.
Nice.
Yeah. And I know I asked him about it. He says, what was the serial number? I told him it was a prototype EXP, and it didn't look like Randy's handwriting. He goes, yeah, I think I may help make that bow. I was like, all right, cool.
He knows by the serial number who did what on that on each bow.
He hasn't made bows for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, he's been busier than all get out, with the kids and stuff and college and, he's been swamped with stuff to do. But
Yeah, he
he
keeps me
just
in a
called me
loop.
today. I got to call him back
Okay.
at some point. But
Yeah, that's a long phone call.
it's never too bad.
I know. But yeah, he keeps me in a loop about his son in baseball because I used to be a pitcher.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, because I pitched in the minor leagues and
Hmm.
until I blew my shoulder out.
Yeah,
And
Jameson he's still playing, and um, he's got Braden scoping out some Aoudad out west right now. So
he's in, where's he at? Colorado or Montana? His son.
Braden,
Yeah. He's going to school. Where's he going to school?
well, I don't know. I think he's done with school.
Oh, okay.
I think he's working out in Oregon, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
okay. I heard Aoudad is very hard hunting.
Yeah, yeah.
Physically demanding.
Right. Yeah. I was talking with Darren Snyder about that, and he told me, he says, yeah, basically you're gonna, on these Aoudad hunts, you're gonna do a lot of walking. He said, I'm gonna walk your ass into the ground. He's like, and then you're gonna bust out the rifle and shoot one. So, which I get it. You know what I mean? You got a lot of eyes on you, and he's killed. I mean, he's killed some and guided a lot of Aoudad hunts, so he knows what's up.
Well, he's a physical specimen himself, so yeah, that's the kind of guy that will break you.
Yes, yeah. You piss him off, and he's just gonna wear you out. He'll make sure your trip is miserable.
Yeah. So I need to get him on the podcast so I can stroke him a little. Yeah,
right. Yeah, he's a great guy. Aaron.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Fun to talk to. Yeah, well, great, guys. We are at an hour. Actually, an hour and 11 minutes. I want to thank you both for coming on. Rue, it's great to meet you. I hope to physically meet you at some point.
Right, me too.
Good luck in school.
We'll drag her to a PBS or something. And
right.
She can goof off with everybody.
Yeah. I'm like the Chinese photographer when I'm over there. I'm always walking like, hey, come here.
Let's get a picture.
337 photos I took at the last PBS bank.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank God for the cloud.
Yeah, no kidding. Man, you ate up all your storage space.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I buy extra space. I'm a content producer, so
just keep your phone away from Brian Mankey. You met Brian at Lexington. Keep your phone away from Brian. He likes to swipe people's phones, and then he'll just bomb your phone. He'll go around and just load photos on your phone with people.
Well,
it's always interesting because then you get the phone back, and then you start scrolling through, and you're like, "What in the heck?"
Yeah, I have a nephew that does that. He takes pictures of his privates with people's phones. Yeah.
No, I don't do that one.
Yeah. I talked to him yesterday. I said, hey, do you still do that? He goes, oh, yeah, all the time, man. I was like, great. No wonder you're single. But anyway, I want to thank you guys again from coming on behalf of the Droptine Traditions podcast. In closing out, I just want people, hey, take care of yourselves, love each other, respect each other, and embrace your family. So with that, guys, I'm going to shut her down.
Appreciate you, Rich. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, brother. Take care.